Shalom, shalom. Kal halalam Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem HaKodash. I want to say a double honors to the apostles, the bishops, the elders, and all the teachers of Great Stone who rule and teach well. Peace and salutation to the elect men who's pushing this word throughout the four corners of the earth. To you I say shalom, and to the Akwat out there who's just sitting back, paying attention, listening, and learning in silence. To you I say shalom. Wanted to touch on a lesson today, and the topic of this one is going to be called the wickedness of a nation / biblical references. Let me edit that real quick. References. Yeah, references. Okay, save changes. Yeah, so the title of this one is called The Wickedness of a Nation, Biblical References, right? Now, the reason why I wanted to jump into this is because I came across this video. Let me see if I can grab that real quick. Right here. Yeah.
Deemed you unfit to have children, it could have you sterilized. It happened to more than 7,500 people. Today in Raleigh, victims of the practice told their stories to lawmakers, and Kelly Kobiea was there.
Say hello.
At 57, Elaine Riddick has a house full of godchildren, great-nieces, and nephews, but only one child of her own, a son. When she was 14, Riddick was raped. The day she gave birth, doctors sterilized her on orders from the state of North Carolina. Her illiterate grandmother signed the sterilization papers with an X.
I've always been able to take care of myself. I've never been promiscuous. So how can people use these things to describe a child that had been abandoned or that had been raped by the neighbor and then again raped by the state of North Carolina?
What happened to Elaine Riddick in North Carolina happened to more than 60,000 people in 32 states from the early 1900s to the 1970s.
The people who were the focus of this kind of movement were people who were the dispossessed of society. They were poor people, and in some cases, simply people of color.
There was a time in
So pretty much you hear it for yourself, right? And like I said, the topic of this lesson is the wickedness of a nation, biblical references. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this video and I'm gonna filter through the scriptures, just get scriptures to back it up and bring out more evil and atrocity that this wicked nation. And when I say nation, I'm not speaking about America itself in general. I'm speaking about the nation of the Edomites, right? The nation of the Edomites. That's the nation I'm speaking about, right? Now, from the sterilization of you so-called black women and black men in the United States, which was done by you so-called Edomites, right, to the bombings of civilians all across the world. I mean, look at what they did in Nagasaki, Hiroshima, right? The destruction of Black Wall Street. What happened? They didn't want to see black people prosper. They didn't want to see black people grow, right? They didn't want to see that. And why didn't they want to see that? Because they have a special hatred within themselves for you so-called blacks, you so-called Native Americans, you so-called Indians, right? They have a special hatred for you. And this hatred goes back way back. Cain and Abel, Esau and Jacob, right? So remember, Tulsa 1921, what they did there, and to what they're doing today in the Middle East. In fact, even before that, 2000, 2001, the destabilization of nation, what they did in Africa. These are the footprints, or you would say the fingerprints of systematic oppression that has been done by these so-called Edomites, right? Now, let me jump into some precepts just to, filter what I'm saying through the scriptures, right? Now, this is Obadiah 1 and verse 3. It says, the pride of thine heart hath deceived thee, right? So because this man, this so-called white man, this Edomite, Esau Edom, because he goes around the world and think that he's the most superior, that he is the god of the earth, that he is better than everyone, and everyone else is monkeys and everyone else is subhuman, right? This is the narrative that they paint, and because they paint these narrative, they feel like they can go around the world and just do what they want to do. And that's the pride of this Edomite's heart, right? That it's saying in Obadiah 1 and 3, the pride of thine heart hath deceived thee, thou that dwellest in the cliffs of the rock, whose habitation is high, right? That saith in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground? And another reason why this Edomite feel like he can do or say these things is because he has been blessed with with the sword. The sword is what he has been blessed with. And what did he use to conquer the world? You see what he did to the Native Americans here when he came over, smallpox, with his weapons, his guns, shoot them up, kill them, murdered, right? Raped. We saw what he did with with the so-called black people. Brought them over here on ships as slaves, right? We saw what they did. We saw what they do with Africa. They go out there with weapons, weapons of mass destruction, if you'd say, right? Just to do what? To destabilize so they can do what? Take over, right? Let me continue here. Obadiah 1 and 4. Though thou exalt thyself as the eagle, so though you put yourself up on high, right? And though thou set thy nest amongst the stars, thence will I bring thee down, saith the Lord, right? Your nest, your habitation, right? Though you came amongst the Israelites and you lived amongst the Israelites, you put yourself on a pedestal, the Most High say he's going to bring you down to the ground. He's the one who's going to take you down. But let me continue. This is Obadiah 1 and verse 10. For thy violence against thy brother Jacob, shame shall cover thee, and thou shalt be cut off forever. Right? So the Most High is promising you a punishment for what you did to your brother Jacob, not because of what you did to the other nations. Forget the other nations, but this hatred, this perpetual hatred that you are carrying for your brother, the Most High said, what? Right? For thy violence against thy brother Jacob, shame shall cover thee, and thou shalt be cut off forever. See, because you're so prideful, when the Most High takes you down, you're gonna be in shame. You're gonna be feeling weak, right? And this is a promise that the Most High has promised you, right? Verse 11. This is verse 11. It says, in the day that thou stoodest on the other side, in the day that the strangers carried away captive his forces, and foreigners entered into his gates and cast lots upon Jerusalem, which is the people, even though was as one of them. So even though the strangers, meaning the other people, right, did all these things to the children of Israel, led them captives, right? You were one of them as well. You were in bed with them, right? And that's because you guys you say you guys came together. You guys gathered yourself together and consulted. Psalms 83 and 1. I think this is it. Psalms 83 right here. Right here. Psalms 83. 1 second. All right, so this is Psalms 83. It says, they have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. So this is a collective thing. You and the nations came together. So the Edomites, you connected with the other oppressive nation, such as Moab, Ammon, the Ishmaelites. You consulted with all of them. Gebal, like it says it right here. Let me jump to that. Verse 6. It says the tabernacles of Edom, the Ishmaelites, the Moabites, the Hagarenes, Gebal, and Ammon, the Amalek, the Philistines, with the inhabitants of Tyre. So you consulted with the entire world to come up against the children of Israel, and you brought violence against Jacob. You brought violence against Israel. You brought violence against the so-called black people. You brought violence against the Hispanic people, against the Native American people. The history of bloodshed is right on your fingers, man. Right? The history of bloodshed is on your hands. And the entire world is seeing it right now. You led this. You were the leader, right? But the Most High is telling you that the hatred that you have for your brother, let me get that again. It says, for the violence against thy brother Jacob, shame shall cover thee, and thou shalt be cut off forever. So the hatred will not go unpunished. This is what the Most High is telling you. The hatred that you have for the children of Israel will not go unpunished. Right? Let me continue. Now, we know all of the freaking wickedness that you people have done throughout the face of the earth. You know what I'm saying? Like I mentioned in the beginning of the scripture. Just want to refresh. We spoke about the forced what sterilization of the so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans right here. Right here.
Take care of myself. I've never been promiscuous. So how can people use these things to describe a child that had been abandoned?
So pretty much what we see here is these programs, these things were set up in the South. I'm gonna say the South. These things were set up in the South. And why did they do these things? Because they felt like they were better than these so-called black people. They felt like there were gods amongst these people. And what? The black people, or the so-called black people, were multiplying too fast. They were growing too fast. The population was growing too fast. They wanted to keep them in a lowest state, but they were growing too fast. So what do? You guys try to purify them, I guess purify the nation, so that you can have more white people than black people. And this is the reason why you did this. And when you look in today's day, like today's time, we see DJ Trump doing the same thing. The same thing Esau Edom is doing right now, spearheaded by DJ Trump. I mean, there's people in the background, but he's at the head. He's the one you can see. So I'm just going to mention him. DJ Trump is spearheading this. This is the reason why he's deporting you so-called Native American, I'm sorry, you so-called Latinos. That's why he's deporting you. That's why he's deporting you so-called black people back to a country where you don't even know. That's the reason why. Right, and this is one of the main reason why he stopped the refugee claimants from coming over in January, because he wanted to make America great again, meaning he wanted to bring back America to the 1960s, the 1940s, the 1930s. That's what he wants to do. So he's thinning out the other nations and introducing all these white South Africanos into the country, because he wants to make the population white again, more white people than black people, because right now they're the minority. They are the minority, and this is why they're doing it. Right now, I want to jump to um Habakkuk 2 and 12. Yeah, so this is Habakkuk 2 and verse 12. It says, woe to him that buildeth a town with blood, and establish a city by iniquity. Right, because what, listen to this again. It says, woe to him that buildeth a town with blood. Where do you see this happening now? Where have you seen this happen? Right, him meaning Esau Edom buildeth a town with blood. Right, how many, let me oh man, you know what, let me find this real quick. This is serious. I'm gonna show you this. Wow, this just came to mind. Give me 1 second, Salakia. Let me get that right here. Send that here. All right, watch this. Uh, Look at this. All right, so I just mentioned it. I'm going to read it again. Habakkuk 2 and verse 12. It says, woe to him that built a town with blood. I'm going to show you how many towns this man, this wicked, this so-called Edomite, the so-called white people have built with blood and established a city by iniquity. So with wickedness has he established his cities across America. Now let me go into that. Now look at this. It's called Black Massacre. Black Massacre. It says Chicago, 1919, a black massacre. Springfield, 1908. East St. Louis, 1917. Detroit, 1943. New York City, 1863. Now, these are all black massacres, right? And this man has built these cities with blood, with iniquity, with wickedness. This is what he has done, right? Now, you want to tell me this man is not the wicked that the Bible speaks about? It says the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. So we see it. Esau, Edom is the one who's running the world. He's the one who establishes his cities with blood, with iniquity. We have seen it. Right? Let me read that again. Woe to him that buildeth a town with blood. So woe meaning destruction is headed your way. Your punishment is coming for you. Right? Woe unto him that buildeth a town with blood and establish a city by iniquity. Right? Now, not even ah man, this man is the devil that the Bible speaks about. This man is the devil that the Bible speaks about, right? All over the world, destabilization of countries, Africa, the Middle East, South and Central America, Jamaica, everywhere you look, right? Let me see if I can get something. No, I can't find that, but let me just continue. All right. This is Isaiah 7. It says, their feet run to do evil because that's all they know. That's all they know. Because why? Them are the wicked what the Bible speaks about. The wicked that the Bible speaks about. So it doesn't matter how them look. Them look peaceful. Them 3-piece suit, face always shaved, looking peaceful. They're not peaceful, man. These people are evil and wicked. Right? It says their feet run to do evil, and they make haste to shed innocent blood. We've seen them shed innocent blood, right? And take over people's land, right? It says their thoughts are thoughts of iniquity. Wasting and destruction are in their path. Like I said, take a look at where this man has his foot right now. All right, let's look at what happened to Jamaica. Let's look at what happened to Haiti. Let's look at what's going on in the Congo right now. Who you think is behind that? Let's look at what's going on in Palestine. Who you think is behind that? Take a look around the world. Name me one country that these so-called Edomites has not destroyed. Salakia. Look at what they are doing to their own land right now. Self-destruction. It's like a time bomb is set to go off, and it's at the breaking point right now where it's going to go off. And that's America. That's France. That's Britain. Check all these these so-called first world countries and see the destruction happening. Canada is destroyed. America is destroyed. France is destroyed. Germany is destroyed. Britain is destroyed. Take a look at all these first world countries and see if they're not destroyed. Then take a look at South Central America, the Caribbeans, and see if they're not destroyed. This man is the cancer, is a cancer to the world, right? And there's only one solution. There's only one solution to this problem. One. Him getting destroyed and come off the face of the earth. That's the only way this world is going to be purified. Right? Their feet run to do evil, and they make haste to shed innocent blood. Their thoughts are thoughts of iniquity, wasting, and destruction are in their path. The way of peace they know it not, and there is no judgment in their goings. they have made them crooked paths. Whosoever goeth there shall not know peace. This man does not know peace. War is in his heart. He's the definition of a warmonger. Esau Edom, the so called white man. I mean, America has been around for about 248 years. And out of 248 years, I think 220 years, they have been at war. That's a nation built on blood, right? That's a nation that is built on blood. Proverbs 11:21. It reads, though hand join in hand, the wicked shall not be unpunished, but the seed of the righteous shall be delivered. Prophecy. It says, though hand join in hand, the wicked shall not be unpunished. The Most High is promising you people that you're going to get punished for all the wicked deeds that you have done throughout the four corners of the earth. And he has made a promise that the seed of the righteous shall be delivered. Delivered from what? Delivered from this wicked society, this wicked kingdom, these wicked people that we are living amongst. The Most High has promised us deliverance from you. This is Ecclesiastes 8 and 11. Because sentence against an evil work is not executed speedily, therefore the heart of the sons of men is fully set in them to do evil. So because you're not paying, or you haven't paid for all the wickedness that you have done throughout the four corners of the earth, you feel like you can continue to do wickedness. You feel like you can continue to do evil. You feel like your way is the way of wickedness and you will prevail. But the Most High have of an end for you. Like the Bible says, Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is it that followeth. Meaning, your rulership is coming to an end. Your time is about to expire. And we're here sitting back just waiting for this to happen. And why is that? Why is this happening? Because of one reason and one reason only. And that is Zechariah 2 and 8. He that toucheth you toucheth the apple of his eyes. You touched us when you killed Abel. You touched us when all the wickedness that you have done to Jacob. And you're touching us right now by all the wicked deeds that you have done, by these eugenics, by these sterilization, by slavery, by modern day slavery, which is now, by shooting us down in the streets, killing us. All of these things are set out to be punished for. Like the Most High said, vengeance is mine. I will repay, saith the Lord Yahweh. Repay who? Repay you for all the wickedness that you have done to the children of Israel. That is it. That is it. And we're just waiting and waiting and waiting for this to happen. All right? And with that, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rechakodash. Double honors to the apostles, the bishops, and all the elders of Great Millstone who rule and teach well. Peace and salutation to the elect man who's pushing this word throughout the four corners of the earth. To you I say Shalom.